ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow! Come a little closer. Come a little closer. It's not me bothering you. It's not me. That's this guy's behind you, scratching your head. That's not me. So don't blame me for that. It doesn't matter where you're sitting. He's right there. So blessed Sunday morning, and I see you opened it already. But we have a postcard from good friend Robert Garavell, good friend of the show, and he sent us a picture dated January 9th from it's a picture of some of us at the Danbury at Rogers Park. That you've been doing a peace vigil there for, I think we're on, 10 years now. Actually, it used to be since 2004, so 12 years now. And also, afterwards, we've been doing a rally for Bernie Sanders, and pretty good turnout generally. Can I? Okay, Basil. Okay. Well, first of all, Oswald Cobblepot. He's right over there, a little shy, but hold on. So, been doing the rally for peace for about 12 years now, and is at Rogers Park, and it's a picture of the folks rallying afterwards, second rally for Bernie Sanders, and So what's all this scoop about Bernie Sanders is it's all over. Clinton's got over 1,000 delegates. She's got about almost half of what she needs to secure the nomination. Okay, Basil's reminded me, and quote him first. So first of all, the delegate count is separated by 190. It's 386 pledged delegates from the caucuses and the primary so far, and there have been 5 of them. 5, 6, 7, 11, 15. There have been 15 of them so far out of the 50. I've forgotten American Samoa, because American Samoa, I guess they vote. They may or may not get any delegates at the convention, because they're not actually. They're under the auspices of citizenship, but they're not citizens. I don't think they vote in elections. Maybe they do. I know the citizens of the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., I believe, do not vote, do not get any electoral votes, don't have any Congress critters, any representatives or any senators, but we're going to do some news. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of the informational part of this show. So we've got the rally and the delegate count as of after 15 primaries and caucuses, of which Bernie Sanders won 5, and Hillary Clinton has won 10. Won Iowa by about 1%, won Massachusetts by about 1%. I think it was 1.4%. Iowa was by 0.2 0.2%. Won Nevada by about 5.5%. And the other ones crushed them. But I think it's probably important to note that all those other ones, with the exception of Virginia, which is an important state, that's a swing state. That's a state that is a bellwether for the general election as far as which party wins the presidential campaign. Virginia is important, and she crushed him there. But the rest of them are states that, frankly, the Democratic Party hasn't won in a presidential contest for a long time, has very little Democratic Party representation in anything statewide. South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia. I guess you could call Arkansas, it's kind of a southern state. Well, it's been a red state for a very long time. Where on the getting down to the states that matter, the states that are swing states, the states that it might make a difference whether Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton were the candidate for the Democratic Party, but probably not, because they're generally pretty solid Democratic states anyway. Well, they're the swing states, so they're not solidly. They kind of waver a bit. But states like Colorado, Bernie Sanders won. Let's see, what are the other ones? New Hampshire, Bernie Sanders won. And let's see what other ones. What other? Virginia, Hillary Clinton won decisively. So it's not quite as big a lead as people will claim if they'll tell you that she's got over 1,000 delegates, because she's got 576 pledged delegates from the primaries. Bernie Sanders has 386, 190 difference. Then she's got however many hundreds of delegates different are what's called super delegates that are not bound to any candidate. They generally announce for a candidate fairly early on, and they did in 2008 also. They went to Hillary Clinton, and then in that case, then Senator Barack Obama began winning some primaries, which Bernie hasn't done as well as Barack Obama did 8 years ago. So that hasn't happened. But certainly, if Bernie can win some more primaries and gain some additional momentum, overall the delegate count is, I believe, 60-40%. So she's got a lead. She's got a pretty clear lead. But after 15 states that don't include New York, California, ones that are really big Democratic states, Florida. There's some other ones out there apparently that and clearly can make a difference if the voters choose to continue the trend, and Bernie gets more wins and more delegates. The Latino vote, which is important. We won the Latino vote in Nevada by about 55-45, something like that, approximately that. And Florida, of course, and California and New York are big Latino states. A lot of Latino voters, and we'll see what happens with them. So, having said that, we had made mention of Antonin Scalia, former deceased Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, and there's folks, and these are generally folks that like Donald Trump now, that have been making a thing, starting a thing about Scalia having been assassinated, and he suffered from sleep apnea. and comes out a few days after he was found dead. The fact is pointed out that he had a pillow over his face. Now we know what that could mean, and the claim is that since Scalia's 3 cats, Nativist, Nativity, and we used to call him Naive, but aside from that, the third cat's also known as No-No. Were there. They were there, and No-No, being the fluffiest one, allegedly sat on the pillow that was over Justice Scalia's face, and caused his untimely demise at the youthful age of 79 with all kinds of medical illnesses and medical conditions. So he certainly went before his time, if you look at it that way. What? Yeah, I know. Well, first of all, yeah, I've still got my pajama pants wrapped around my neck, along with my red tie, so Basil knows that I'm actually here. And my pajama bottoms are here. And since I'm not going to stand up and prove the point one way or the other, Basil is going to continue to claim that my pajama shirt is, well, they've switched places. So, isn't it a little early to do commercials? I mean, Lil? Yeah. Lil, you want to weigh in on this question of whether we should go to commercial break so early? Said, first of all, what's up? Well, I guess, they were mates for quite a few years. But she said, first of all, you need to at least make an attempt to get this table cleaned off a little bit. Going catfishing. No. Walter's feeling overworked. Walter generally has not a 40-hour, but a 40-second work week in which the table gets a little bit of attention. But, okay, Lil. No, you're right. This is a question Basil's been asking for, weeks now. Where's my eyepaw? And no, this is not your... I understand it looks like your eyepaw, and it has some cat-like sounds, like your translator on your iPod does. But trust me, it's not... Oh, whiskers. Look the other way for a moment. It says whiskers on there, and maybe that's another corporate client. Okay, come on back around. Okay, said Trump was watching and saw it all. Trump's his extra set of eyes, apparently. Now, what's his story about his name? Basil's got a hotline to John Oliver's cat. No name? Okay. And John Oliver, apparently, we don't watch his show, but we may start now, because John Oliver has just discovered that the Trump family name, which has such cachet, and cachet translates into, apparently, into catching, Donald Trump's family name at one point was Drumpf, and John Oliver wanted to know why in the world, he gave Jon Stewart balls about Jon Stewart's last name Stewart not being Stewart, being gefilte fish or something like that, something Hebrew, and chided him for not sticking up for his family name. So John Oliver went and found out that somewhere along the way, one of the ancestors changed the name Drumpf, Drumpf, to Trump, and I guess it makes a little bit more cachet, cha-ching, in America than the name Drumpf. Drumpf for president, Drumpf Incorporated, Drumpf Industries. Sounds a little too much like drunk. But, what? Okay. Basil said, Snarky's messing with the camera. Go up there and take a look at it. Okay. Don't look. As Oswald Cobblepot. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Okay. Again, don't look. Are we doing the giant looks like a Hershey's Kiss Award? Which is actually apparently something left behind by a tiger on the veldt, and rather large tiger at that. Basil rolled his eyeballs a little bit and said, meow. Said, nah. Nobody deserves that award. He said you could get one of those Hershey's kisses out of my cat pan and award that, and that would be a little bit more apropos. But Basil, that's why you lost the Hershey's Kiss account. I mean, you kept saying, how do we know that Hershey's Kisses are Basil's candy of choice? And the answer to that, obviously, was look in your cat pan next to the marks made by, left behind by your P.A.&W root beer, which was, and I guess might still be your beverage of choice. And This is how you don't hold on to accounts. I mean, we had Abbott Labs, and you kept calling up on Sunday morning. You kept calling up Abbott Labs in Illinois, and asking them, since the container of hand lotion we had said 25% more on it, and you kept calling up and asking them the rhetorical question, 25% more of what? And therefore we lost our account. Now we're down to where we're working on Star-Kissed chunk-like tuna with the other tunas only have omega 2.5s, let's say. Let's give them a little extra credit on that. And Star-Kissed has omega 3s. And Basil wants to change. I guess we could kind of scratch it out of there. Change. Tell him Charlie sent you to tell him Basil sent you, and that would be, that'd be worth some cha-ching. Oswald. Hold on. Oh, okay. Look, I've got your avatar up here. This is what Oswald Cobblepot looks like. Except he's a little sleeker looking than this one, in this avatar, and his tail's got a white spot at the end of it. Oswald. There's no white spot up here. Get the white out. Let's add a little realism to this thing. Okay, good now. Okay. So, we're talking about the Scalia assassination in light of the Kennedy assassination. And, yesterday was Cinco de Marzo. And, So we're talking about this assassination. And, Ozzy. Look, Ozzy, it's Ozzy. It's a picture of you. Not impressed. Okay, I forgot to mention it. Okay. It's because we can't get Al Stewart, never mind Jon Stewart, we can't get Al Stewart on to sing us the song. So we'll just have to say every year. Basil says every year is Year of the Cat. So, there. This is our 56 and a half of the 2016 Basil-Athon. And so we're back to this Scalia assassination thing. And so Scalia's three cats, Nativity, and the one formerly known as Naive, but also known as No-No, apparently were there in Texas. And, look at that. There's another connection between Scalia's assassination and Kennedy's assassination. Same state. That's certainly much better than just mere circumstantial evidence. So No-No was the fluffiest one, and apparently No-No was the one that was lying, sitting on the pillow that was over Justice Scalia's face when he was found no longer breathing at the youthful age of 79. And never mind the fact that suffered from a lot of things besides sleep apnea. Something called constitutionalitis. Is that like colitis? Basil says, meow, 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 meow. Said, don't know. Not a doctor after all. So, or a coroner apparently. Oh. Some petrified wood. Maybe from the petrified forest. We don't know. There's other places where trees got another little one. And is that there because we have Lil's leaving these? Okay. Lil, tail included free of charge. On Facebook, Lil, tail included free of charge. On Facebook, Walter Forest Cat. On Facebook, Oswald some cobble pot something or other. There's some variation because apparently since the original Oswald Cobblepot was the character's name of the Penguin in the Batman series. Apparently in deference to that, there are about 6 trillion Facebook accounts that have some variation of Oswald Cobblepot. I think it's Oswaldia. Oswaldia Cobblepot is ours. And that's the closest we could come after being beaten out for the real name. So Scalia's cats, No-No, sitting on the pillow, and yada yada, Scalia's dead, and apparently we're gonna not have a new Chief Justice confirmed during the mere minutes left in President Obama's administration, because after all, from when Scalia died, it was only 11 months, and the Senate can accomplish something in 11 months. that accomplishment would be not accomplishing anything in 11 months. Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right, we got to get him in. He's here. He's waiting. He's hanging around. That just means we're going to have to pick up the Inky Dinky phone, and that's how we talk to. That's how we get calls from Donald Trump, or I guess more appropriately, perhaps Donald Drumpf. Thank you, John Oliver. So it's around here somewhere. Hold on. There. Okay. Said, I can't quote him because it would shatter your eardrums. Said, when he's president, the Senate will confirm David Duke as Supreme Court Justice. Not that he even knows who David Duke is. White supremacy? What's that? White supremacists? Well, who are they? I don't know anything about that. Oh, I made this statement back in 2000 when David Duke ran for president and said, "Oh my God, that racist is running for president." Something to that effect. So okay, so I gotta put the phone back down, Mr. Drumpf. Okay, better yet. Okay, when Walter vacuums, that'll be a non-issue. So, okay, so we got the PA&W. We did the advertisements. Another quick homage to Robert Garravelle, good friend of the show, good friend of Progressive Soup. Also, at a rally, January 9th, with a bunch of Bernie supporters. Some nice, let's see, and this, it's been a weekly thing, 1 to 2 p.m. at Rogers Park in Danbury at the intersection of Main Street and South Street. So every Saturday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Let's see, January 9th was a day we will long remember. Thanks much for being with us for Bernie 2016. Love and peace, Bob G. And a quote from Bobby Kennedy: "We cannot provide for this generation on the backs of future generations." Okay. If in fact you said that, it's everybody said that since then. As the deficit has grown, and Basil's going to make no bones about the fact that. Okay, hold on. So I'm going to make no bones about the fact that the reason why we have a deficit is because of a bloated military budget for many decades now, fighting imaginary enemies, and when we can't even imagine enemies, we make them up. So that's the thing there, and also imprisoning a large percentage of the generation for minor drug offenses, mostly marijuana possession. And mostly black and Latino kids, because apparently they got a bullseye on their back in more ways than one. So anyway, this has been Basil BuddhaCat Presents. I'm David Stevenson, Basil's co-host, interpreter, and we'll see you on the next hour of the 2016 Telethon. The Blessed Sunday.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street, and Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, Meow.